Namaste, family. It's your brother Motep here with another message of motivation, inspiration, and love. I want to pay homage and show respect to my ancestors, those that came before me and died, those that have put in the work that came before me to even give me accessibility to this information. I want to thank the infinite, the Most High, the universal God. I want to thank the Spirit for dwelling in this vessel and giving me the ability, talents, and gifts to better serve your people. I want to give a shout out to my brother Yosef over there with them Tribology t-shirts. Y'all make sure y'all go check my brother out, brother Yosef. Today is the 2nd of February, 2020. So it's 02/02/2020. As we know, or if you don't know, 2020 is the year of the builder. 22 as in numerology as the master builder. What does this mean? This means that right now, the planetary energies and everything is busting at the seams. Any endeavors and any goals that you're setting right now are foundational. So if you utilize this year in the capacity in which it's designed to be used, you will set the foundation for years and years to come. But the number one question is, who are you? Or better yet, who am I? I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm a sibling, I'm a son, I'm a friend, I'm a homie, I'm a big brother, I'm a Brody, but that's everything that I am to everyone else. And the evidence of this is what they call me. And when these names are called upon, I function in that capacity. But the most important key to this is, who am I when I'm not functioning in all these different capacities? See, sometimes we choose to put on particular hats and we stay with that one hat, not understanding that we as spiritual beings having a human experience have the ability to interchange and become whatever the situation needs us to be. Sometimes you may need to be a provider. Sometimes you may be called on to be compassion. Sometimes you may need to be love. But at the end of the day, your core, your core of who you are is very important, because this comes back to this whole foundational concept and what I'm speaking of. If you build your house on sinking sand, the foundation's going to fall. But if you take the time to lay those bricks, brick by brick, when the winds blow and when the tsunamis come and the storms and the tornadoes, your house will stand. And this is figurative, not literal. So what are you building your foundation with? Are you building your foundation with lies? Are you building your foundation with the opinions of others? Are you building your foundation with your ego? Are you taking the time to make sure that each brick is placed in the right capacity and that the pressure or the weight is evenly distributed? Or are you just trying to build your home fast? Are you not thinking of those that are going to come after you? Do you not understand that all your actions right now is paving the way for those that will come years and years after you that will reap the benefits of the work that you've contributed to this whole plight? These are the questions you need to ask yourself, because our life is like a mere vapor. We're not here for thousands of years. We're here for a moment and then we're gone in the blink of an eye. So the number one restriction on earth is time. Time is against us. Time is not in our favor, but it's actually against us, because it's a race against the clock for you to wake up, get in your purpose, fulfill your destiny, and walk in that path. So many of us is caught up in materialism. We're caught up in politics. We're caught up in religion. We're caught up in tradition. We're caught up in sports. And these are just distractions to take your mind away from the true thing in itself. Self. You've been taught to love yourself is selfish, but you can't give something to someone you don't have. How can I give you food from my cupboards if my cupboards are empty? So if I don't love myself, how do I have any love to give to you? And then when we talk about love, love has different categories. So you got to ask yourself, well, what type of love? You got agape love, you got Felucia love, you got compartment love, you got Um, oh my guys, so many different varieties, toxic love. But you have to ask yourself that of all those, the first love has to be self. Because if someone else is in control of how you feel about yourself, that's a red flag. That's a major, major flaw. Because this means that this individual has power over you. See, when you love yourself, whether that person you're with or that family member or that friend loves you or don't love you back, it doesn't matter because you can live off your own fuel. You can live off your own substance. You have things to sustain yourself. But when you're constantly looking outside, you're looking for likes on the gram. I'm sorry, likes on Facebook. You're looking for hearts on the gram. This is an outward showing that internally your storage house is empty. If everyone has to constantly confirm and constantly reassure you that you are who you are, then you don't believe it, or excuse me, you don't know it. See, you can believe whatever you want, but when you know, it's a higher level of consciousness. So my whole point and the whole emphasis on this message is self. How can you help someone else when you haven't helped yourself? That's called codependency. When you need individuals around you that's lower than you and have worse lives to make you feel better. When you're measuring yourself against other individuals, you're losing because you're only to measure yourself against yourself. Am I the same man that I was 3 months ago? Maybe my diet's changed. Maybe I'm conquering anger. Maybe I'm not addicted to sex. Maybe I just got off crack cocaine or whatever these different things are. These are the way to measure oneself. If you measure yourself on material means and you come from a situation where you've been disenfranchised, you grew up in poverty, you didn't have accessibility to the financial knowledge that was required to live a specific type of life, you can't measure yourself from that capacity because material wealth can't transition when you transition out. It stays here and someone else lives in it. So the major key components or the major ingredients of your makeup is who are you? And then when you find out who you are, that individual dresses a certain kind of way, that individual talks a certain kind of way, that individual hangs out with particular type of people, that individual has principles and morals, that individual has a specific diet. And it's not about following other individuals. It's just listening to that inner voice, that small, quiet voice. See, when you talk about the devil or a demon and an angel, that demon is that ego. Ego stands for everybody got one. That ego is telling you, oh, don't even try because it's not worth the time, because this is your lower self fearful of change. It wants you to be human instead of for you to be a spirit. Um, Most people deny the fact that they're greater than what they are, and they're constantly looking for confirmation outside of their body. And these are the brothers and sisters out here who get taken advantage of, used, and abused because you're doing physical things and you're looking for confirmations to come from man instead of confirmations to come from the Most High. Um, in my experiences in my life, I was at a place in life where I wanted to help everybody around me. I wanted everybody to be financially secure. I wanted everybody to have a sound mind until I had to get an understanding that why am I trying to give these individuals steak and shrimp when they like tater tots and grilled cheese? Um, Sometimes we want more for other individuals than we want for ourselves. And so we try to give them the life that we have, and it's impossible. The best thing you can do is tell them to do soul searching, to look within themselves, to actually get a greater understanding of who they are and their purpose. Your 9 to 5 is not your purpose. Um, Getting money is not your purpose. It is a requirement to dwell here on earth. It is a requirement to survive, but it is not in actuality your purpose because this is something that man has created. This is not divine intervention unless you're doing something along the lines of healing or connecting individuals back to themselves and things, so forth and so on. But The main gist of this is for you to understand you're not your job, you're not your career, you're not all these things that's outside of you. You are absolutely what's inside of you. If you're looking for confirmation out here in this world, you're going to be hard pressed, because the confirmation is going to come in subtle ways to where you're going to be like, man, that's amazing. This person said this to me. They don't even know me from a hole in the wall. So this has to be God, or it has to be the infinite creator, or it has to be the spirit speaking to my soul to let me know that, yes, I'm on the right path. Yes, I'm doing what it is I need to do. But in 2020, family, drop the dead weight. When you going to get on a plane, don't even stop to get the luggage. Leave the luggage at the sky cap. Release the things that no longer benefit you, whether it's relationships, whether it's jobs, whether it's business ventures. If you are not evolving, if you're not seeing tangible change that you can measure, not others. And I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about your way of thinking. I'm talking about maybe your physical health. Diabetes is really big in our community. High blood pressure is really big in our community. If you have wealth and you don't have health, the money is pointless, because you're going to use all the money trying to heal yourself. So you have to understand and understand that the first thing you want to do is make sure your health is right. Make sure that you're able to function mentally. If you're dealing with depression, then you need to get some type of counseling. Most of us have internal things that we've picked up along the way of life, traumatic experiences that have shaped our ideologies and our thought processes for the rest of our life. Some of us are going to die like that, but we have a detriment to ourselves to rise above and evolve, and to not be the same individual you were 6 months ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 8 months, so forth and so on. So when this change occurs and your frequency or your vibration raises, you'll definitely have an understanding of this, because you will begin to lose the people around you. You will stop making sense to those people that hung out with you, and they'll still be requiring you or looking for you to be this individual that they needed you to be. And when you cease to be that thing and you put your feet in the sand and you say, listen, this is who I am. I don't smoke weed no more. I don't drink no more. I ain't going to the club. I'm not womanizing. I'm not selling drugs. I'm not, or whatever. The people that you did those activities with, they're going to fade away. Why? Because the commonality or the thing that you had that connected you is now gone. So most people fear change because change is loss. Change is loss of the old ways. It's like a snake shedding its skin. To evolve, things must be left in the past. Remember, when you receive, to receive, you have to open your hands first and let go to receive. But most of us can't receive because we don't want to open our hands and let go of the old life. I'm here to tell you at this very moment that your change is here. But what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to let go? You want to buy a house. Well, guess what? You can't go out and eat 6 times a week. You have to understand and understand that you have a purpose and a goal. So stick to your goal and rock out and ride the wave. Why? Because in the end, you're going to get the gratification that you deserve and what you've been looking for. So with all this being said, family, I hope that this video has been an encouragement and inspiration to you. I challenge you to love yourself. I challenge you to create goals. I challenge you to be your best you and stop looking for confirmation and stop trying to be what everyone else wants you to be. If you're busy being what they want you to be, you're not being yourself. And that means they don't love who you are. They are in love with the ideology of what they think you are. See, that's the key. You want to know who's your friends? Call people up right now and say, hey, I'm broke, man. I'm messed up. I need a couple bucks. And you'll see who has your back. And then when they say, I got you, say, oh, nah, bro, I was just making sure you was a real one. But be careful now, because your feelings may get hurt, because that same person who you feel is your friend that you give to and you're not receiving, they're a vampire. If you continue to keep these individuals around, every time you receive, every time things are bestowed upon you, they're going to have their hand out. And then when you don't give it to them, you're going to create collusion. You're going to create tension. You're going to create problems for yourself. So remember, everybody can't go with you. Everybody can't go to these levels. You can't save your mom. You can't save your dad. You can't save your kid either. Once they get to an age of understanding, 21, 22, 23, you can't save them. Now they got to go through the gauntlet of life just like you have to go. So if you're listening to this message right now, my question is, who are you to yourself? Not who are you to everyone else. If everyone's benefiting off you but you, then you need to start benefiting off you. It sounds selfish, but we have been tricked. Self-love is key. You cannot give what you do not have. Peace, love, namaste, and until next time, be focused and live in your imagination and not stagnation. Ashe, family. It's your brother M Nebula. See you next time.